All right, let's get into it. LoreRim, the third chapter, more of it. I played a little bit since the. Yes, I played a little bit since the last stream, and getting some levels, and I got a couple levels. Other than that, not much has changed. What was I gonna say? So I went back to my 2.0 playthrough and I looked through it to see what exactly did I do to get some levels early on. And two things kind of stuck out. One was save, or essentially like corpse running, fighting enemies that were significantly higher level, and then essentially repeatedly throwing myself at them until they died, and then just respawning at my rest point and then keep going and going and going. And that was one way to do it. It wasn't exactly fun, but it worked. What bow are you using? Where did you pick up that bow?
I should have been an adventurer like you.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like I think, and that's another one thing I feel like
Later then.
3.0 has kind of has. Oh wow, Laura, she was very loud. Holy shit! Why was she so loud? 3.0 kind of feels weird in terms of how they've changed the companion framework, where you don't have Nether's follower framework anymore, which allowed you to really manage your characters, your companions better, or have more companions with you at a time. With this one, yeah, I can't. And like, for example, like Ari, I can't check her inventory now. Before I could, but now I can't. So she's just like using a bunch of shit she picked up. And I don't know why. But anyway, sorry. So that was the first way, was throwing myself repeatedly at a bad guy. The second way was grinding bandits. Hence the title of this stream. There's a lot of bandit camps and bandit forts, and bandits are relatively easy to deal with, especially as you get like the first couple levels done. Once you're like level 7, 8, 9, 10, you can mostly handle bandits, and they're plentiful when in those bases, like in their spawn locations. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna grind bandits. We're gonna grind on some bandits. We're gonna go find some bandits and grind on them, and see how well we actually progress in terms of levels. That's all I have to do. That's the only thing I thought of to do this stream. Also, so there's another companion here, like a custom companion, one of the ones that apparently, I don't know, apparently people like her. She's up here in the inn, the Solitude Inn, and we might as well see if we could pick her up, because having a bigger posse always helps.
Excuse me. You don't look like the rest of this rabble. Are you from around here? Interesting choice of words. Did he mean that how it sounds? Wait, it doesn't matter. Let me cut to the chase. This place, it's crawling with bounties.
Also, if this lady is another bow character, which probably
skills
she
that I
is,
happen
considering
to
she has a
have.
bow.
So,
We're gonna have 3 archers.
like
We
I'm
need some
sticking
more
around.
melee.
Of course I could take them on myself, but it might be better with company. How about traveling together?
Eh?
What a way to ask for my name. I'm Katana. Lovely. Now that we'll be traveling together, I should tell you that I have a saber cat.
Okay.
If you're terrified by a saber cat, we have bigger problems. Let's go.
There's a feeling of darkness lurking around Katana. I ask her about it, but she doesn't look like someone who trusts easily. Okay, so this is the way the mod telling you to build affinity for her. So is she recruited?
Before we get carried away, I have something for you. It's a feather, linked to me with magic. Let's just say I have a habit of blinking. If you've lost me, simply place the feather on your palm. Something tells me you'll need this.
Why does every companion
Anyway,
mod have
shall
a?
we go?
Here's the thing, so you don't. Well, I think that's that's dunking on Skyrim more so than it is the companion mods, where it's so
Your
easy to have an
kind can
NPC
talk
get
to
stuck in a
animals,
wall,
yes? Could you
or
help me?
like just
Please,
disappear,
please.
and then you're like, "Where's my companion?" And it's like, "Oh, Lydia's been stuck in a barrel for like 3 weeks."
Are you serious?
What's going
Why
on?
don't you just get a
So are we
comb
good?
and some
Are you good? You coming with
frostbite
us?
venom soap?
All right, you
That'll
are.
take care of your fleas in no
Let's
time.
go.
My fleas keep me company when I'm alone. They are quite funny
Let's
when
do
you
that.
get to know them. Apparently.
I will say, I'm not sold on her voice actor so far. I don't think it's necessarily the performance. I think it's the way it's integrated. It doesn't. She doesn't. Man, mod voice acting can be so hit or miss. It can be. Oftentimes, the voice acting is not very good because it's just amateurs doing it or people who made the mod doing it. But I think in the case of this character, the big thing that I find kind of annoying about it is the. You know, we're gonna go to Whiterun because there's some bandit camps around, right? One we can do Whiterun. I think it's the way that the actual recording, what they were recorded on, how they recorded it, like the actual audio file sounds a little like it doesn't feel integrated well.
The road makes this one.
Ooh. Which is a shame because oh no, we have some LOD issues going on. This I've had this happen before. The flickering LODs usually is fixed by just like entering a building and leaving. So actually gonna go do that. We'll go into the stables. As you can see, look, the LODs are all fucked up here too. Oh, the stables are closed. Great, good. It's good.
It's almost getting downright hot now.
Oh, hello. So we go here, wait a second, and we leave. And the LEDs are still flickering, that's good. Fuck. I don't know why I've had this problem. I've had this problem back in 2.02 where the LEDs just get all fucked up. And like, I don't know how to fix it.
I've got all sorts of weapons for the discerning marksman.
Oh my god. The last few times I was able to just like load into a new area and you know what's I want a mod for this game for LoreRim. You know what I want? I want a no sprint stamina cost out of combat. Like, oh my god, the fact that I just have to fucking walk, because sprinting eats up your stamina, and then when you are at low stamina, or after you've sprinted, look, your character gets like tired, and it's fucking annoying. Like, my character is like just like fucking exhausted. And we're actually gonna sleep in our bed and rest.
It's good to have a home.
Okay, now we go.
need something.
Oh, I also did a quest. I did a quest and I got a cool ring. I got the Ring of the Tree, which is pretty good. 450 armor points, magic resist by 15, and 50% health, faster health regen. Nice ring. And that quest is one of those quests that I completed by just... Oh man, the amount of times I died. It was not a fun... It was a neat quest in concept, but in execution, with Requiem, it was very difficult. It took fucking forever. And the cave it took place in was really, really dark. So a lot of it was just like wandering around in the dark, and it was miserable. Oh, see, LEDs are fixed. Perfect. I did it again. I sprint, and now my character's exhausted. Because you can only sprint for like 4 seconds.
Tools, wares, and weapons. All for sale at fair prices. Take a
You
look.
sell any potions? No, you sell a lot of poisons.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Alright, so bandits. There is that fort, that castle out there, has a lot of bandits in it, and that's the first target. Just check the audio. Game. Oh god, sometimes this game loves to just trap your fucking mouse. Let my mouse free. Thank you, Jesus.
Are said to be able to change the past and predict the future. I wonder if my mother
I should probably start equipping these guys, or at least some of them, with better stuff. I think I want to equip Remiel with, I want to find like a nice set of dwarven armor and give it to Remy.
Need something?
Oh no. It's this guy. This fucking orc. He's like, it's like a, I don't know, it's some sort of quest that leads you here. I picked up a thing earlier. I did it in the first playthrough too. And you have to fight this fucking orc, and he's like got like all this crazy magic, and it was a mess, and it's probably gonna be a mess again. So we'll set our camp here, set our spawn point. Now we might, I don't know. Because he's gonna go hostile.
Yes.
No, Katana, I don't want to talk to you.
Come on.
There we go.
Onward.
Get him, guys. Frame rate got a little crusty there.
Cover me!
You've done well.
Okay,
Your curse you!
that was a lot easier than the first time. Probably because I did it with a bunch of friends. As the song goes, I get by with a little help from my friends. Having a fucking gaggle of people to essentially do my damage for me. Let me climb this. There we go. Yeah. Take the void salts. Grand soul gems, black soul gems. Bunch of alchemy supplies, which I gotta remember to pick up alchemy supplies, because I do eventually want to make potions.
Maybe an alteration spell.
Oh wow. So this fort looks very different, or at least I think it does. Like, does it look? Yeah, they changed this. This used to be in the 2.0 version. The modified Fort Greymore here was like it had like huge walls. It was not like this is a ruin. Like this is essentially a ruin, where before it looked much more like an actual fort, like a proper fort. Like the walls were significantly taller and it was in much better condition. This is much more similar to how it looks vanilla. Interesting that this was changed. Ooh, I also unlocked the spell Okado's Recital, and what it does is it allows you to store a spell and auto-cast it when combat starts, and so for now I have it auto-casting Stoneflesh on me when combat starts.
That's it? That's all you got? You can't beat me!
Dying. Healing.
That's your best, huh? You're routed.
Again, stamina is going to be the big one. The big thing that's going to make stuff rough in the early game. You just don't have a lot of stamina.
Come at me. I ain't got all day.
Think you're tough? You don't stand a chance against me.
And that's it for mana. Gotta turn up the sensitivity again. Really wrenching my mouse around. All right. Ow.
You sweat.
God.
I'm gonna blade you.
What was Ari doing? She was just standing there. Oh, I also found this armor, this silver armor, and it looks really cool. Did I ask those bandits for consent first? The murder is mutually consensual. We're both consenting to killing each other. It's a gentleman's agreement of like, okay, you are a bandit, I am an adventurer, we will try to kill each other. Oh, didn't keep looting them all when I don't want to. Just want to loot this shield. Drugs is good. Some more skooma to sell to the cat people. Listen, the Khajiit traders are the only ones who will, or seemingly, who will buy skooma. So that's just them living up to stereotypes. Cat people? Yeah, the cat people. There are cat people in Elder Scrolls. Do you not know Elder Scrolls very well? Because if not, then yeah, that would be weird to say that. But yes, there are.
Just stay back. Now ain't this a surprise? You're gonna die for that.
Oh. Oh, thank you, Katana. Holy shit. I do not, in fact, know Elder Scrolls. Yeah, there are
Now
cat
you're
people, and
bleeding
there are
all
also
over the
lizard
place.
people. This lady's a wood elf, and they're wood elves. Certain wood elves are cannibals. So she eats people. Some of the wood elves, they go by something called the Green Pact, where they will never harm a plant, like anything that's like any plant. They won't harm it, and so because of that, they only eat meat, and including people. Yeah, Elder Scrolls has a lot of flavors of weird. It's unfortunate that like the more recent games don't really play up the weird as much, which is unfortunate. Because a lot of it is really cool. Set a spawn point. Oh, we leveled up. Perfect. See, already showing dividends. Elder Scrolls lore is batshit insane. Correct. I'm not sure if it was a meme or if it's like it might just be like exaggerated, but like a lot of the lore that was like established in things like Morrowind and a lot of like the writing, like the in-game writing, was done by one of the writers after maybe perhaps taking some sort of hallucinogenic substance. That might just be like a bullshit thing, and the guy just thought of like making really weird stuff. But I could buy it. You know, we're gonna save that 1 point, and we're gonna put this point into stamina. And we're going to get Apprentice Restoration, because I'm pretty sure this will allow us to get Leech Seed. Leech Seed is really important. I gotta remember to use Leech Seed. Leech Seed and... I don't know if Mystic Wind would work with the Atronach Stone, because the Atronach sign, my character's birth sign, makes it so that they can't regenerate magicka. I don't know if this gets around it. It works? Okay. Because that could be used, like, it's not gonna be, like at most I'm regenerating 180 magicka, but since my character can only regenerate magicka through potions or spell absorption, that could be useful in a pinch, so... take to learn Leech Seed. Or, yeah, we'll just have a little quick 5-hour study session outside this bandit camp.
As a kid, I accidentally made the other children cry very often. I never
Thank you,
understood
Remy.
why.
Your stories
I'd
are
just say something very plainly.
so interesting.
My
I don't know how
father
Remy
eventually
made the cut,
explained that
but
some
like,
people didn't like to be told things so directly.
fuck, I gotta learn how to use this wheel mod, which allows you to like hotkey shit in like a wheel. I'd like to try it because what happens is that the favorites list ends up becoming just like too stupidly long.
Various
But I don't
phrases
know how to
such as,
use this mod
"Not
very
to be
well.
rude," or, "I don't mean this to sound offensive."
Wheeler is such a godsend mod.
Sort of
I had never heard of it
It's a habit I've kept ever since.
until like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I just don't know how to use it, but like I can see the utility of it. I was watching a video of someone playing LoreRim. I was playing 2.0 and they were using it in combat and just like, man, that does seem like very nice and slick how quick you can switch between stuff. And we're going to wake up, eat 6 wheels of cheese or cheese wedges. Mmm.
It took me a long time to get an understanding of how dwarven spiders work. Imagine
Ugh.
the day when I finally
There's so much cheese, it actually kind of grosses me out.
understand centurions.
I don't know if they changed the hotkey, but if you're in a menu, right, okay. You press the key and then, yeah, you can put it to wheel slots. I just have to, I want to do that like off stream. My idea was to have it so that like I have some, like a subcategory for each flavor, like to use a wheeler, like have a category for each spell type. So if I need a resto spell, they're all under restoration. Like they're all like, I go to one like sub branch and then they're all my resto spell, or like my major resto spells that I need to use. And then if I need to use a different, like if I want to pull out a different destruction spell, I can have them all sort of kind of just grouped into subcategories. What's your favorite cheese? That's hard because there's a lot of good cheeses. It's kind of boring, but I do really like a nice, really sharp cheddar.
Is someone there?
Like a nice, like a really old cheddar.
Yes.
Let's do this.
I like an old cheddar. I get like an old cheddar, and then I eat it. I like to eat it with I like to slice it really thin, and I have it with like a really a sweet apple. I get like an apple, like a really sweet apple, like a Fuji or a Honeycrisp, and I have those together, and the sweet and the salty is so good.
You are disgraced to erase Salamander.
Remy. I need to get that girl some armor. I should actually ask her whether she like, I don't know how well like skills matter for companions. This is like the first time I have ever really used companions in Skyrim. These LoreRim playthroughs, so. From what I can remember, Remy can use heavy armor. Okay. Well, I'll try to. I'll get her like I'll take something off of one of these bandits and just give it to her for now, and then I want to find. So it's thematically appropriate for her. I want to find her some nice Dwemer armor, some like Dwemer heavy armor. Oh, and for you who didn't know anything about Elder Scrolls, there are dwarves, or there's a species in this universe that are called dwarves, but they weren't actually dwarves, they were elves. It's just that they were short, and so the giants called them dwarves, but they were actually elves. And they were a bunch of like atheists who made a bunch of robots and stuff, and then one day they all disappeared. And no one knows what happened to them.
Show me what you got. You. Sorry, but you brought the wrong gear to this.
So dwarf elf hatred. Well, see, no, there are no dwarves. They are essentially a group of elves that were called the dwarves because the giants in an area like I don't know, I think it was in Skyrim or in other areas too. There were giants. They were actual giants, and the giants saw the elves who were normal height and called them dwarves because they were shorter than them. But they were actually a type of elf. The racial hatred in this universe is not elves versus dwarves, it's elves versus pretty much everyone else. The elves hate everyone, or certain elves hate everyone. Although, and they also hate each other. Everyone is kind of racist. Yes, I'd say in general, like most so the big dichotomy in like the intelligent species in this universe is there are men and there are mer, and so the men are men. They're all the different sort of groups of humans, and then the mer are different groups of elves and different like types of elves, and that is like the big dichotomy.
You'll pay for that!
We've done well.
So for example, Ari here is a wood elf, or a bosmer is the actual like name for her people, but they just call them wood elves because they live in a wood. They live in a giant place with a bunch of trees. They're sort of the wood elves are like your sort of stereotypical tree elf kind of thing, tree forest loving elf, except with more cannibalism. So the elves are the mega racists. Well, you could argue that one specific group of elves are the mega racists compared to the other ones, but in general, there's a lot of distrust between all these species. There's the high elves. The high elves think that they're like the best people ever, and they're essentially your play on like the sort of noble snooty elf and the Ultimer as they're called, and they think that they essentially should be the rulers. They think that they're better than everyone. They should be in charge of the world. Now, what a fucking way to die. And then, oh man, there's just so much. And then there's the Dunmer, or the Dark Elves, and they also don't like anyone, and they also were for a long time slavers and are still kind of. They enslaved among others, but lots of Argonians, who are the lizard people. And then you could call it like a sense of cosmic justice, I guess, in that eventually the Dark Elves got essentially a bit of a comeuppance when they live in a place called Morrowind. The Dark Elves, they're from a place called Morrowind, and in the center of an island on Morrowind is a giant mountain called the Red Mountain, which is actually a volcano. And oh man, this is hard to explain. And so near that volcano is a big city, which was the capital of Morrowind. And above that big city was a meteorite that was floating in midair. And it was sent by one of the evil gods of this universe, sent this meteorite down to destroy this city. But it was held in place by magic from, I think, a character called Vivek. I think it was Vivek. I don't know if it was someone else. I don't know. But there was a meteorite hovering above this city. And it was held in place by magic. And eventually, the magic holding it faded, and the meteor slammed into the city with the same force that it was sent down with. That destroyed the entire city instantly, and also caused the Red Mountain to erupt, which destroyed almost the entire island, as well as a good chunk of Morrowind. And so the Dark Elves are not having a good time. And then they were invaded by the Argonians to the south as payback for the centuries of slavery. But that might as well be 1,000 miles away. Right now we're in Skyrim, and Skyrim is kind of boring in terms of how it's presented. The Nords are not as interesting as or at least how they portrayed in this. They're not that interesting.
This is a prize.
Are you okay? I'll fix you right up, I promise.
By the way, the evil goddess that sent the meteor is also one of the patron gods of the Dark Elves. Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing about the Dark Elves, is that they intentionally worshipped like the evil gods, because they're an odd folk.
It will be done.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't even mention it. So you earlier you mentioned, oh, cat people. You didn't know that there were cat people. I forgot that I had a cat person in my party. This is one of the cat people. This is Inigo. Most of the Dark Elves are not good people. Yeah, you could probably say that.
Wonder when I'll get to see the family again. I miss them so.
Over here.
Yeah, get him, boys.
Dead.
Well, that's over with.
He looks pettable. No, I will not elaborate. Don't get too close. He has fleas.
Don't get too far ahead.
Man, thinking about how difficult this was on the first playthrough and with me trying to do this like alone or with a single companion, and now having like a group of 5 guys with me, like it's so much easier. Now we have like a whole fucking raid party, so he goes a bit schizo, but he's a good boy. Yeah. He's a bit of one of those characters that's like, oh, they're loopy. Ooh. But like it doesn't get laid on too thick, so it's not that annoying. Sometimes you get a character who's like, oh, they're quirky, and you just want to like strangle them to death. Can't, no one can pick this. Alright, I think that's Fort Greymoor done. Cool. Ow.
Well, I know that the Altmer worship Ytre, which is basically the same god.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna head east past Whiterun to another bandit camp, because bandits. Favorite ice cream? Oh man, that's hard because there's a lot of good ice creams, and well, okay, let's say I'm going to like a Baskin Robbins. I'm probably getting like a pistachio almond. I'm a big fan of pistachio ice cream. If I'm feeling like making myself a little sick, I do like a chocolate chip cookie dough. Like, that's very filling. You're making me want ice cream. Why did I just get a Traveler's Guide update for Vigilant Armor? What the fuck?
Once was a hero named Ragnar the Red, who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorik's day.
Oh, I had something. I got asked for ID the other day. That was really weird. I went to the grocery store, and I went and I got some lunch there. And I had a lottery ticket. It was a free play on my lottery ticket. Ooh. And I go up to the counter, because they have lotto at the grocery store. And so I go up to the counter, and the lady, like I say, could you check this ticket, right? And she asks for my ID. And I'm like, oh, okay. And, you know, fucking like taken aback, I pull out my wallet, I grab my ID, and I say, like, I'm 30. and she looks at me and she's like, oh, she looks at like my ID and goes, oh, and like I can see her eyes go like, and I think even the lady behind me said something along the lines of, it's like, you look young. And I'm like, thanks, I guess. It is funny how that happens to me. I could get it maybe, like, I could understand it 5 years ago, but like now, I was like, I don't know what you people see. I don't know what you people's what people's conception of someone who looks underage is. I find it funny that I have been carded over the years more for lottery than I have for buying alcohol, back when I drank alcohol. I guess the idea being that, like, if you've already gone to the trouble of going to a liquor store, filling a cart with liquor, getting up a bunch of liquor, and then bringing it to the cash register, you're probably not trying to, like, pass off that you're older. I don't know, how do underage people get alcohol these days? Is it still fake? Is it a fake ID? Do they just get someone older to buy it for them?
I hope you're ready.
Just like, for legal reasons, I can't say that fair.
One of these days, I'm going to have to come up with something catchy to say when we win a fight.
Here where I live, they don't even need to do anything. They just go in and buy. Like children, like underage kids. Oh boy.
Mercy!
Just say like my dad sent me to buy this or whatever. Oh, okay. Well, it's one of those weird things because where I live, there is fucking bone dog. Where I live, there is a store to go to buy alcohol. There is the alcohol store. It is a government-run store, and you have to go there to buy alcohol. There's nowhere else you can buy alcohol. That's not, well, they've recently expanded it where before you used to only be able to go to this store to buy alcohol, but now grocery stores and even I think like in the last like 2-3 months, gas stations are now allowed to sell alcohol. But before it was always like you have to go to the store. You have to go to the store and buy and this is where you get the alcohol. What did I pick up? I picked up some robes. Magic guard robes. Magic deals 10% less damage to you. Huh. That's interesting because that's not actually is that like I wonder if I put this on. So what's my magic resist? 1045. 55. Okay, so that is that's weird. That is just resist magic. It's just a weird thing because like some items will say magic deals less damage and some items will say magic resistance, and like depending that could be interpreted as two different things. Oh fuck, there's another one here. I will say this mod pack makes this mod pack does make I do appreciate the fact that it's like magic is deadly. It can fuck you up real good, but at the same time, since mages are not like they're squishy, so if you get close, you can end them. Skyrim is weird because you have spell damage resistance and magic resistance. I didn't even know that was a thing. See what I mean? Like I know that like some games can have it, so that's why I was kind of like confused at the wording of that item, because some games can have it where you have like you have like different, like the idea of like resistance and like damage reduction, stuff like that could be different. Speaking of magic systems, I'm writing a guide for magic system in my own story writings. What would you prefer in a magic system? Well, I would ask you first, what do you prefer in a magic system, because you're the writer? I would say writing a magic system for any sort of fiction, it can be difficult. I would say it's important. It's important if you're going to actually use magic in a story, because you can seriously harm the investment that people have by poorly implementing your magic. I would say the big rule of thumb, and it kind of goes with any sort of systems that you introduce into a story narratively, regardless, like whether it's magic or technology or whatever, is make sure even if you don't expressly state it to the reader, make sure that at least you know, as the creator, as the author, what your rules are. What are you going to allow and disallow? What are you going to say, yes, this is possible, or no, this is not possible in your magic system? And that when you write, stick to that. And now Bear's attacking us. Because you could seriously harm, if you say to it like yourself that like, we're not gonna ever use teleportation magic, and then you end up using teleportation magic, you have to fucking think of a reason why. Like, and if you come to the conclusion that you can't implement, there's a floating chair. Oh, there we go. The place didn't load in. That you can't implement this, then you, like, in a way that works, you just have to get rid of it. Stuff like if you ever do healing magic in a setting, good God, you could royally fuck yourself if implementing like healing spells in a setting, because it's like, if there's ever a case where a character dies, you have to explain. It's like, well, why didn't you just get him to a fucking healer? You know?
Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold if you want to use our road.
I don't have money.
Huh. Tough talk for
I intimidated them. I hit the wrong one.
guts
Whoops.
spilled. You want a real fight?
So just voice is maxed out.
Let's go.
Ow.
So you think you can fight, huh? Let's see what you can do with it.
Man, Leech Seed is fucking saving my butt. Right now I'm trying to make magic tie into biology and genetics. Only certain types of magic can break the laws of reality. See, like, that's the thing, though, is, like, it's difficult to, because I don't want to speak for your thing, but, like, magic in and of itself is, like, often ends up just breaking the laws of reality by, it's like, depending on how it's implemented, again, like, if your characters are summoning fire out of midair, it's like, well, that just, like, breaks the laws of physics. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That breaks the laws of reality. And I think it's a thing of, like, I too have written a magic system very loosely into one of my own personal writings, and the way I did it was that I have a set of rules that I know as the writer, and I don't really oh god. I think we found the bandit leader.
To the lords.
I don't want to accidentally swing at my companions because I've killed them before doing that.
You won't live to... Enough!
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
Adrenaline's still pumping. Yours too.
So this armor I had in the last playthrough, and I didn't expect the same character to drop it. I kind of like the other armor better. I like the silver armor, the silver armor. Oh, we're still over encumbered. Drop that too.
Is someone there?
We've done well.
And over encumbered again. Jesus. We gotta shed some weight. Oops, what did I just drop? Oh no, I dropped the helmet I had equipped. Here, Katana, can you hold this shit for me?
Everything okay? No offense, but we don't know each other that well.
She won't actually hold my
Shall we?
shit for me. Inigo, come here.
Mm-hmm. I must warn you, if you give me a sweet
So,
roll,
Inigo,
I
why
will
are
make
you
it
using a
disappear.
Quicksilver Greatsword? Where did you pick that up? Never mind. I'm going to throw it out so you can actually use the bow you're good with. Here, hold on to this shit. And he's going to use it. God damn it.
Okay, let us back to it. Let's get this over with.
You guys go do it. See, I like how they're just dealing with stuff and I can loot.
You are
They can
either
kill
a
the bad guys and I can loot Goblin.
or you're a collector.
About the healing magic, there's only 2 characters who have it, and that's just, like, conflicts over magic users who can heal. It's like, see, that could be an interesting way of like doing it, but again, it's just like you have to be careful.
Most bandits are cowards. These
You
seem to
know.
be braver than most.
You have to set rules, and again, you have to set rules of that you have to follow. You don't have to, again, these rules don't actually have to be explicitly told to the audience. You don't ever have to like lay down like a 3, you know, Asimov's 3 laws style kind of thing about your magic system, as long as you know in your own mind that you're not crossing anything that could point out, be like, oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that X can't happen, or like, you know, X, or like the thing of like, let's say like you have a story where healing magic never comes into it, or for just as healing magic's a good example because it can royally fuck up a story. Healing magic never comes into it. Characters die from wounds all the time, and then one day, or one part of the story, a character suddenly is, you know, or like someone knows healing magic. It's like, well, wait, why wasn't that used all those other times before? You see, you have to avoid situations like that, because at that point you have essentially just hand waved away something. You know, or like any other kind of magic, like, oh, why, you know, we can't, like, nobody uses teleportation, and then suddenly someone can use teleportation. It's like, well, why didn't you use it all those other times it was useful? Well, because the author didn't think of it, or, oh, the author wrote themselves into a corner and needs their characters to escape and can't think of a way of doing it outside of just having them magically teleport away. Amy goes now dual wielding staves.
Never should have come here.
Oh my god, excuse me, sir. Now, this particular place is very, very laggy. It's very choppy. You know what? I wonder if it's like a weird like Blighttown situation from Dark Souls, where in Blighttown in Dark Souls 1, it was very laggy, and apparently one of the reasons it was laggy is that what is it? The pathfinding was fucked. And so it was causing lag because the NPCs were struggling to pathfind. Does this guy die before I run out of magicka?
So you think you can fight? Huh? Let's see what you can do then. That's all you've got?
Death is highly overrated.
Just barely. See if I can poke him.
Too late to run away now.
Got him.
Die graciously.
See, here, I was thinking about it. I'll give you an example of something that retroactively can fuck up so many stories because the author didn't think about. They wanted they wanted something more than they thought about how it actually affects the rest of the world and the stories as well as the stories that came behind it. Let me talk about a movie called Star Wars: The Last Jedi. There is a moment in that movie where a character uses a ship going to faster than light, going to hyperspace, as a means of ramming into another ship and destroying it. And it works, and it obliterates the other ship and like destroys it, like cuts it like in two. Now, visually, it's impressive. But in terms of the logic of the universe, it ruins everything. Because if that is an effective means of destroying ships and like using ships as weapons, why were there ever fight scenes in space in Star Wars? Why wasn't it that every single time you know, why didn't you just strap a hyperdrive to a fucking asteroid and just fly it into, you know, whatever? Why did in the very first movie, why did Luke Skywalker have to fucking fly down a fucking ravine with lasers and TIE fighters to go destroy the Death Star? Why didn't they just like shoot a bunch of TIE fighters into it and then blow it up? Does he not have a lock picks for that? I think I have to give him some lock
You want
picks.
to talk?
You know,
You give me best
it
equipment,
retroactively breaks shit because it was done with the idea of like, yo, this will be so cool, and not actually thinking about the logic of how it's like, wait, well, if they could do this, why don't they just do this all the time? You know, and it's funny because in the next film, they have a line trying to retroactively justify it. And granted, this next film was written or was directed by someone else, and they have a line trying to address it by saying that, oh, it's a 1 in a million chance. It's like, oh, it's so infinitesimal, like it's not reliable. And I'm like, that's still like a bandage solution to something that could fuck up your entire world. Why am I heavy now? What is that? What is that? Fur-lined steel armor. Oh.
Nice.
All right. Second bandit camp annihilated. We're actually gonna go to Whiterun because we're pretty heavy. We got a lot of shit to sell.
Can I help you? Looking to protect yourself?
Like, I remember
or
there was
deal some
one
damage?
series, going back to how magic systems work. I was just thinking, I remember I read a book series. I didn't finish it. I read like the first 2 books, but I didn't like the way that the magic system in it worked because it really tried to it tried to make like a very logical magic system in that, like, it's like there was very much like cause and effect, like, oh, things have this and you can influence them in this way by doing this and manipulating this and da 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 da. So there was like, it wasn't like, it was like some pretty fantastical stuff, but it wasn't, wait, what did he say?
Well, it could be a good way for us to quickly communicate. Look, I
Oh,
found
the book,
this
right.
It made interesting reading.
Whistling, right, okay.
Maybe. Anyway,
remember this.
What did you want to talk about?
You know, so there was this like magic system that really
if you need anything
sort of like made sense, if you will,
Have you met
but
my
it
father?
kind of ended up just being
Take a
boring.
look.
Like nothing was that impressive magically.
All right then.
Oh, well, good day.
Bellathor,
I'd even buy one of your... Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
buy this shit. Character's still so freaking heavy. Oops, did I sell the... ooh, I don't know what I just sold. I wasn't looking.
Do come back.
Yeah, the cheese wheel's probably very heavy.
You just let me know. Of course. Take a look. Remember,
You're the type of guy to want things to be logical, to have a reason, but things have mystery and left intentional or open-ended. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people want. You know, I feel like you risk, if you try to over-explain things, you risk things either breaking or just not being as interesting. Doesn't mean you should give no explanation, but doesn't mean you have to explain, like, everything.
You could use a bit more. Around these walls, I think.
Stick these soul gems over here.
Ow! Do you have any salve? I may have sliced my finger while trying to adjust Scrap's gears.
Just why am I still so heavy? I've got one weapon, I've got my set of armor. It's just that it weighs a lot. Oh, these robes, right? I want to disenchant these robes. See if I don't know if I have a thing already.
A home doesn't need to be huge to be comfortable.
Okay. So I know that there is like a couple forts along this. We might just like take the route down to Riften, because I know there's a couple forts we can clear along the way.
It'd be nice to have some dessert and watch the fireflies as we release them.
I'll say I do like these moments of just kind of like walking through Skyrim. It's like a nature walk with occasional bandits. It can be a very comfy game, yeah. Definitely. And then this happens.
I'm happy to give him one.
What the fuck are you? What are you doing? That lady came up to me throwing hands.
Come on, you milk drinker.
All right, come up on a fort.
I bet that I defeated more enemies than you do today.
Oh, you're on. I am faster than lightning with my bow.
Well, So am I. In fact, I believe I may be a little faster than you.
Faster than me? That is the ridiculous thing I have heard in my life.
All right, respawn point set. Let's die several times. Is this a bandit fort or is this a necromancer? It's a fucking spellcaster fort. Great.
Never should have come. Never should have come.
It is actually good because I can absorb their fucking spells. Feed me magicka.
Your spells mean nothing when I'm in the shadows.
Oh, wow. Doing great, guys. Keep up the good work. Imagine you're a spellcaster, and then you shoot lightning bolts at my character, and she just keeps coming closer. The lightning isn't doing anything. She's absorbing the magic. You're fucking terrifying. Oh, was that supposed to hurt? Because it did. Ouch. Holy shit. Holy shit, did you fucking see that? She was about to die from my spell and fucking Inigo fucking nailed her in the back of the head. Holy shit. Oh my god. Good shot. The fucking Catboy doesn't fuck around. Who gave the schizo cat a bow?
Did you hear something? Over here! Be fighting!
Ow.
All this.
See, I don't even bother trying to get into this. I just see, like, maybe my companions win, maybe they don't. I'll let them deal with it. Now I go in. I was about to say, God damn it, I had something to say. I had a thought. And now it's gone.
Mercy!
Something about, oh, I was gonna make, I don't know if you've noticed, but that one companion I picked up, Katana, she has like the nothing personal kid meme ability where she literally teleports behind enemies, nothing personal, and then kills them. I've noticed that. She has like a shadow step ability. And I just can't think of that one meme.
Did you bring a torch? These old forts can get pretty dark inside.
I love Katana. She's so over the top. Never used her. This is the first time I've ever used her as a companion. I actually don't know if she was in the last, in LoreRim 2.0. I'm still sad they took out Zelzaz. I liked him. I'd never used him before, but I liked him. Also, I think it was just a case of that I was desperately needing magic users in my last playthrough, and so he filled that niche. God, Remy. They removed Zeldam, yeah. He didn't make the cut, apparently. I don't know if Katana was added. I know there's a character called Gore who was added, and again, I've never really used these companion mods. I'd say the companion I used the most was Ari. I think even before this mod pack, I like Ari, but someone called Gore, and I don't know where he is or what his deal is, but like, call it judging a book by its name. But like, that kind of name frightens me because it's like, oh no, is he gonna be like edgy? Please don't let him be like, I can't. Oh, I hope there wasn't any more to explore in there. Shit. It's a habit from a lot of experience of sometimes, especially in heavily modded games, like switching cells like rapidly, like entering a building and then leaving a building and then entering a building again. I feel like it's like I'm just inviting crashes, so I don't like doing it, regardless of if it's true or not. He is near Falkreath. He's not edgy, but to be honest, I don't like him very much. I'm gonna be honest, from the little, like, I took like a glance at his page, like his mod page on Nexus, and I'm like, Which, to be fair, I was wrong about that before when oh my god, almost dead. Thanks for hanging out, Trigger. Appreciate it. What was I gonna say? I looked at his mod page, and I was kind of but I was like that with Zelzaz. I saw Zelzaz has like I thought like, oh no, is like Zelzaz. He looked edgy to me from how he was described and how he kind of looked. He's wearing like black and red, and he's got a hood, and he's from Morrowind, and he's like a dun, or he works for like he's like a Hell's Telvanni, like assassin guy, not assassin, but like he does like their dirty work kind of thing. And I thought, oh no, he's gonna talk like, he's gonna have like a rough growly voice like this, and he's gonna be really edgy and all that. And then I go and I talk to him, I find him, and he has like a British man voice, and he's just like a giant nerd. And I'm like, oh, I like him. I liked him quite a bit. I hated Zelzaz at first, but he grew on me. Not really upset that he's gone, though. I don't know, as someone who's never really used companions in Skyrim, just because I always preferred to just go it alone, I'm not like, I have very little experience with all these characters, and so like there's all these fucking like companion mods, custom companion mods that have like a lot to them. Like, oh, there's like a ton of voice acting, they have their own quests, they have interactions with other fucking custom characters, etc., etc. It's like, I don't know what to expect. I think I have a lifelong bias against mod voice acting in general. I think it's because I lived through the years before mod voice acting got better. In terms of not just the actual quality of the voice acting, but just like the people have like better microphones now at home, you know what I mean? So that they can have cleaner audio. And so I still kind of, even when it's not bad, I kind of like instinctively cringe up a little bit when I hear mod voices. You know, it's taken a while for me to not kind of like, okay, calm down. Like for example, I really like, I like Ari a lot. I don't find her voice annoying at all. Same with Inigo. I think they both do a really good job, and they don't make me cringe. But like, there's so many like what would, in terms of like modded custom companions with like their own sort of like you know, their own stories and voices and stuff like that. What do people consider the high tier ones? Like, you know, if you had to pick like a top 5 in any order, it doesn't really matter. Just like top 5, like these are the ones that people like or the ones that people think are really high quality that people use. Because I know that I've seen Inigo on a lot of them. Like, people seem to love him a lot, and use him a lot for mod packs. Like, when it comes to, like, a lineup of companions, it's like, oh, we have the cat, he's here.
Just another body to add to our count.
Because there's, like, every time I feel like I hear someone be like, oh, there's this new, oh, this companion, oh, they added Gimpo. You don't know Gimpo? Oh, he's so good. And I'm like, who? And I've like never heard of these characters before.
I don't know who you think I am, and I don't care. Leave me alone.
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get rough. What? Right. We've made a mistake. Move along before that mouth.
Oh, that's over with.
Dude, I don't blame you. I can't get over modded voice acting. Most of the time I try to avoid it. Inigo's the only one I heard before playing LoreRim, lol. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, in 2 I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to a lot of these mod voice actors because a lot of them are much better than they used to be. A lot of them are pretty good, and a lot of them are where the fuck am I? Oh, okay. I want to go up actually. Like I don't know if anyone's ever, if anyone's ever done like Oblivion modding like 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, longer than that now. Come on. But like Oblivion mods, there were some Oblivion mods where it was like, obviously it's the mod maker doing their voice, like just doing the voice, but it's on a microphone from like a webcam mic from like 15 years ago. And it's just like, you know what? Maybe this would have been better with no voice acting. From what I remember, the most popular modded companions are Inigo, Ari, Remiel, and then Serana Dialogue add-on, and Lucian. I remember playing a mod pack that had Lucian. I didn't really use him much. I found him very annoying. I found him very grating. Didn't really like him. I feel like, from what I could tell, his claim to fame as a character was he was one of the first, or maybe one of the first to do that sort of thing of like, hey, here's a custom character that has a bunch of dialogue and like tons of reactions to quests and your, you know, choices and your actions. But like the actual character himself just seemed annoying. Again, I think I like Ari a lot. I think she's not annoying, and she kind of just like, she's very like, yep, I'm a wood elf. I'm here. I'm shooting arrows. I feel like Remy is like kind of annoying, but almost like I feel like that's the point, is that she's like a weirdo, and I think it's not done. She's like a quirky weirdo, but in a way that feels like it's she's a quirky weirdo in a way that it feels like the mod author recognized that they're making a quirky weirdo, and not that the mod author is like, oh, I'm writing a quirky character, guys. Ooh, you know. I do like that a lot of people find him annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I found Lucian kind of annoying.
Not a fan of rats.
I'm not 100% certain on the Serana dialogue add-on, if I'm going to be honest. I've had it in several mod packs. It seems to be almost one of those things that people constantly put in, like it's one of those guaranteed mods, the Serana add-on. But in a way, it's like I get it. Like in the base game of Skyrim, Serana is the most reactive companion. She has more dialogue than like I think it's clear that Serana was a reaction to people not particularly liking or caring for the base game companions, and so they wanted to make up for that by making a character like Serana who plays very deeply into the main plot of Dawnguard, and also has a bit more reactivity in terms of like you know, other things she talks about, other things she mentions, things like that. And you know, I also really like her. She's voiced by Laura Bailey, who I is one of my favorite voice actors, because I can just imagine any character is just the boss from Saints Row when she voices a character. Yeah, but like the Serana dialogue add-on, I you know what, I appreciate what the guy's doing of like, okay, let's make like Serana, let's even expand this character even more, and I get it, and some of it's pretty good. What I don't like is it does the fucking, like, I don't know if they've changed it or removed it, but I remember there was an option, and I always used it in any mod pack that had the add-on, is there's a toggle where you talk to Serana and you can get her to not mention fucking shit from outside of Elder Scrolls. No references. This isn't fucking Reddit. I don't need your bullshit. Like, I don't need your funny reference. Ha ha ha.
Are they gone? Bandits attacked and ransacked my cart. Can you help me? My camp is nearby in the ruins of Nilheim. Get me there safely, and you'll be rewarded. I told you, I don't know anything else about it. Well, ain't that the truth of it? All right then, let's see what you've got.
Killing you will make for an excellent story. I'll rip you apart, fool! Mercy!
If I'm not wrong, that's off by default now. Good. That is like, I don't know why you would, ugh. I don't need her referencing like other pop culture. Like it's like the lowest form of comedy. Also, where are my companions? I don't know what mod this is that adds this little menu here, but this menu being able to then like tell them all to wait, stop waiting, and teleport, this is a great little mod. I love this thing. Because, again, sometimes Skyrim NPCs like getting stuck. But, yeah, I despise the reference humor, reference comedy. I despise that. Like, I could get it if it's like if you're talking with friends, or if you're just like chit-chatting on the internet, like having like, oh, reference to pop culture. But when you're playing something and then you have like references to other pop culture in your like your thing, it's just like, what? It feels so off-putting.
Bandits are desperate men. They have nothing to lose, and they fight like it.
Last bandit we killed would have been ill.
It smells like a mixture of all sorts of things.
Is someone there?
Something's not right here.
combat. Oh, I did not mean to loot him all the way. Battle staff of gleaning. Battle staff of too much weight.
Eyes open. Keep your guard up. Hold up in the tower.
Well, might as well camp here for the night. Ooh, a level up. Actually, you know, we'll put some more into Alter and Destro and Restro. Health. Bretons are weak baby men who start with 90 health in this mod pack. %25 poise damage and 10 less spell cost when left hand is empty or wielding magic. Yes.
Bandits are desperate men. They have nothing to lose.
I may not be the biggest Requiem fan, but I do love the point distribution system for the skills. I just appreciate having XP values, to be honest. It's I don't know if that's necessarily Requiem, but like I don't know. I appreciate the skill, like the distribution system. I like that better. I feel like it is one of those things where it's easy to pigeonhole yourself in vanilla Skyrim because when you use something, you gain skill, but like sometimes it's easier to level stuff than it does for other things. Like I remember in vanilla Skyrim or base Skyrim always having a significantly hard time leveling block. And like, you know, it was so easy to have like one-handed up to 100, heavy armor up to 100, and then like stuff like block, like fucking good luck seeing 60 block. So being able to just be like, yeah, I don't want to, you know, yeah, sure, I don't really use this. What the fuck was that? Some random hobo with an axe killed me in a single hit. Okay, sure. Alteration in vanilla Skyrim is a nightmare until you get the paralysis spells. Yeah, I could not imagine stuff like that.
You are incredibly bloodthirsty today. Maybe you should take a...
Some of those things are probably real big pains in the butt. Although I didn't there used to be like a I remember wasn't there like an exploit for like using a I don't know if it was an exploit, but like the I think it was a thing where there was a transmute spell that could transmute. You would like transmute iron into gold or something like that, and then that was give you a lot. And I think they eventually patched it to where it barely gives you any XP now when you use it. There should be like a castle somewhere around here, although I don't know if it's like... Is it here? I think it's there. I think it's further east. Yeah, there. I see like a stone. The tower. Bandits. We gotta find bandits.
Have you decided if I can head up to Solitude yet? I hear it's the best place to meet.
It's one of those things. It's a guar.
I'm sorry, Adori, not this year. Perhaps next year after the harvest.
Oh, Rift Watchtower. It's gotta be bandits, right? That's one weird looking dog. Listen, everything from Morrowind is weird looking. I'm gonna be one of those guys. I have played Morrowind. I played it like 2 years ago now. I played Morrowind for like the first time, like seriously, in that I actually played for more than like 2 hours. I went and I specifically went. Oh, enemies around. I specifically like actually played it for more than like 2 hours, and I made it a good way through. I didn't finish it, but I played for like 15 hours of it, maybe longer, maybe like 20. And I'm gonna say it, I didn't find it that good. I liked leveling, I liked finding stuff, I liked making my character stronger. I know one of the big complaints a lot of people who play Morrowind have is, oh, fucking hit chance combat, hit chance combat. Hit chance combat doesn't bother me at all. I'm so used to playing games like fucking World of Warcraft and shit where it's like, yeah, it's hit chance combat, so like having my moves not hit because of hit chance didn't bother me. What I found kind of just like I found Morrowind very dull. Like I wasn't very interested in any of the stories or any of the plots that were going on. I think it's because everything felt so static. It reminded me a lot of playing like an early 2000s MMO. It reminded me of a lot of like an early MMO in that nothing, like NPC sends you off for a quest. You go and do quest. You return to NPC. That NPC has not moved, nothing has changed, but then they go, oh, something has changed. Thank you for like doing this quest. And like it felt like I was, it felt like I was playing an MMO by myself. I just couldn't really get invested to any of the stories.
Never should have come here. You're nothing.
What is that? Did it say Marauder? Or was it Mammoth? Like I tried to when I played Morrowind, I did some of I did a lot of the quests. I remember I finished the Fighters Guild quest line. I eventually also got to a point, I was playing like sort of like I was playing something very similar to this build, like heavy armor, spell sword kind of build. And it got to the point where I could pretty much like get like nothing could do damage to me, and I could just swing my sword and everything would die.
Now ain't this a surprise?
It was actually very satisfying. But for a lot of it, I felt like I was just doing like MMO quests. Go to location, kill a guy or kill some guys, return to quest giver. Morrowind's story takes time to get interesting. I will say I didn't put I don't remember how far into the main story I got. I'm trying to. Oh wow! Leech Seed saved me there. Holy shit!
Time to end this game.
I'm trying to remember. I remember going to like an Ashlander tribe and doing something with them. And then I think Caius Custodes got sent back to the Imperial City or whatever. And then I don't remember.
You puny weak. Victory! No!
I do plan to eventually give Morrowind another shake. I'll find a Morrowind mod pack, and then a bunch of people can come in and say that I'm ruining the experience.
You're a fool to fight me.
Oh, this guy's gonna murder me. These both are gonna murder me. Please. I don't remember where I set camp. Oh, Leech Seed saved me again. Nope, no longer.
Well, must have run off.
We're so far away. We're back in that fucking ruin, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Shit. What the fuck were you five doing? Go back to this farm. It's the weird dog again. What a weird dog. I want to kill those orcs because they're really high level, which means they're going to give me a decent chunk of XP.
I love the woodland here. Quite the treat. Hammer, you know.
Oh, Civil War battle. There's a Civil War battle, people. Everyone look alive. Civil War battle.
Come on, let's see what you're made of.
Is it a Civil War battle? Yeah, yeah, it is. Okay. Couldn't tell for a second.
Come on, let's see what you're made of.
So this is the first Civil War battle I've seen in this version of LoreRim. In LoreRim 2.0, I saw, I think, maybe 4 or 5 Civil War battles happen out in the wild, and the Empire swept every single one of them.
Fool! The Imperial Legion will have your blood.
God, damn you!
Oh. And it's not as strong of a defeat as, or as strong of a victory as the previous ones, but this is still an Empire victory.
Be on your way.
This was very small. I saw there was one Civil War battle in the 2.0 version I saw that was, I think, maybe like a dozen v. dozen, so like maybe 12 on 12. And the Empire won without taking a single loss. Shh. I wonder if it's any other mods, like either that alter the armor, weapons, or maybe like stuff like Requiem or something that is giving the Empire like an advantage. Like I wonder if another mod has like altered the values of like, let's say, the armor, and that the armor that the Empire is using is just better, and so that the Empire is not taking as much damage. You know, like because it was such like a one-sided thing where they were just constantly winning in every battle I saw. I wondered if it was an accidental thing, an unintentional thing, or did some mod maker put their thumb on the scale and be like, I want the Empire to win. Got the silver helmet, which matches this armor. Bloop. I like this. This looks like Spellblade / Paladin armor. I like this. Common Empire W. What team do you want to root for? Do you root for Team Blue or Team Red? I don't particularly care. Just need to find silver gauntlets and silver boots. And in there already. Ooh, Orchalcum. Oh, but I looted everything on that shelf. Now I'm slow. Inigo, can you carry this shit?
You have something to say? You want me to lighten your load?
Yeah, that'll do. I got a sneeze.
What's next?
Oh, that's better. After getting into the weird, deep lore of Elder Scrolls, I'm 100% on the side of the Empire now. It's like, it's one of those things where I feel like it's like half intentional, half Bethesda incompetence that in Skyrim, if you're just looking at Skyrim alone, you really don't have enough context in game to be able to clearly choose one of the sides. And so I get why people are like, oh, blue, oh, red. See, I like the Empire because I like the Roman Empire. So like, especially with how this one mod pack in particular gives makes all the Imperial armor look very much like ancient Roman armor, I can't help but side with the Empire, but root for them. The Imperial heavy armor looks like the Lorica Segmentia or whatever I think is how it's called, and it just looks so fucking cool.
You puny weak.
Gameplay.
It's nothing.
This will be fun for you.
I need to get some better destruction spells. Oh my god.
I'll show you a real fight.
Oh, they're dead. And I'm stuck behind a fucking cooking spit.
I know to die, all right.
See, I think that what everyone can agree with is fuck those high elves. True.
What's on your mind?
Everyone can say, screw the Eldmeri Dominion, bunch of nerds.
What are we trading?
Do you want this bow?
If you need anything else, just ask.
Gods, I hate elves. My father did too, even before they put his eyes out. I don't remember the rest of that speech from Total War Rome. Need to go lockpick this thing. How's my FPS? Pretty good. It's pretty good. There's some areas it can get a little hitchy in mostly in fights. Especially if you start like spinning around a lot in fights, it can get a little hitchy, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Interior cells, like if you're inside like a castle or a cave or some sort of ruin where there's not a lot of like terrain to load, even during fights, it's pretty stable.
No, I view the divines a bit differently. But with Ukraine,
The biggest performance hitches I get are when I'm outside and there's just a lot of shit. Like a lot of terrain to like generate and load as you're like running around.
oh, and thus the moonlight. It's a pact with Ukraine.
Yes. You know, there is a story about that my
Oop.
mother told me when I was very young. When we're somewhere safe, perhaps I
What are the numbers, lol? Well, I don't have anything up right now that can tell me. And I don't know if there's anything in the game for that. I don't have anything running to actually tell me the hard numbers. Windows G, bro. You think I'm what? I don't even know what that is. Oh, is it that horrible Microsoft experience that ruins my fucking computer? Yeah, that great. The Xbox thing or Windows gaming or whatever the fuck they call it now.
You know, I quite enjoy talking to people.
All I know is that I don't like using that. Windows G. $60 FPS right now. Yeah, I know Windows, the letter G, I get that, I know that. I just don't use this because I don't like it. I don't have any reason to use it ever, so I don't ever use it. 60 FPS. But again, I don't know how well, like, I don't know how accurate this is because it says I'm only using 2% of my GPU. Or my CPU. Which, that doesn't make any sense. But like, yeah, it's using 70% of the GPU, 90% of my VRAM, 55% of my regular RAM. This is one of those mod packs where you definitely do have to it says the same for me. You definitely have to have your page file set up. I know some people don't like see the reason of setting up a page file, especially if they have an obscene amount of RAM, but you need a page file for this because you're going to I have looked at like Task Manager while this has been running sometimes, and it gets to like 90+% RAM usage. And I'm not running anything else on my computer as far like I have the game and I have the streaming software up, and that's it. Like, I don't have anything else up because I'm trying to keep, like, as much RAM for this as possible.
You weigh more than a mammoth.
Inigo, carry more stuff for me, please.
You want to talk? I will bear your burdens gladly.
Thank you.
All set?
All right, that was good. We're pretty encumbered. Riften isn't too far away. We'll go to Riften. Yeah, I'll go to Riften. Actually, fuck, we can fast travel. I forgot that I had been there already. Yeah, I'm gonna fast travel. Listen, I have no qualms with fast travel, especially if I've been there already. I remember like when I was getting into Morrowind, when I played Morrowind a couple years ago, as I mentioned, I remember one of the big things was like that you hear sort of like as just like osmosis complaints from people about it was like, oh, no fast travel, no fast travel. There is so many ways to fast travel in Morrowind, to the point where it was like, it was pretty easy to get around Morrowind.
Come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel, eh?
You know, you could teleport between the mages guilds. You could use the silt striders to get around. You could use the boats to get around. You had mark and recall as a way to set a teleport point pretty much wherever. You had the scrolls of divine intervention to teleport you to a temple.
If you need any more smithing work, come see.
In you go. Wait, why am I heavy again? Where's my cat boy?
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
No, seriously, where'd he go? Did someone lose the cat? Did we lose him? Did he get lost? Stray cat boy. There he is.
How can I help?
Nope, not Ari.
Uh-huh. You give me best equipment, yes? If you need anything else, just ask.
Encumbered. Slow walking.
What brings you to Balaman?
I have to unload more
Blades,
shit onto you,
helmets,
please.
Pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Oh, he doesn't have any gold. Good. Good.
If you need any more smithing.
After playing the Dawn Guard questline 2 times without fast travel, I changed my mind about not using fast travel. Well, the thing is that Bethesda designs a lot of this game and Oblivion. They design a lot of the quests with fast travel in mind. They know that players they set it up in a way that they expect players are going to fast travel, and so
Otherwise, move on.
a quest sending you from point A at one point of the map to point B on the other side of the map, and then back to point A, sometimes maybe 3 or 4 times in a row. Well, they expect the players to just fast travel. Now, whether or not that's a good thing or not is up to your discretion, I guess, and your opinion, but they expect you. Lol, also Balman looks a lot like Geralt. Yes, I feel like with this mod, whatever, I don't know which NPC replacement mod that appearance for Balamund is from, but yes, it's very clear, like, I'm just gonna sneak in here and make him look like Geralt a lot.
Come back when you're ready.
Only 20 septums each.
Why is Maven Blackfire giving me the side eye?
Welcome. Take a look.
Oh, I didn't mean to sell that Grand Soul Gem. Ah, fuck, whatever. I'm never going to use these conjuration spells, so I'm going to sell them. Drains the target's energy, absorbing 12 magicka. Blast on necrotic energy. Touch target fails to... Ah, fuck, I don't not touch... I don't fuck with touch spells. Outside of maybe, like, healing touch.
Keep your eye.
Bunch of books to read. Snag that 4 or 5 XP. It is funny because I don't know if it's like, I think it's because of, like, I've noticed that, I don't remember if it was like this in 2.0, but the NPCs seem to have a lot of different heights now based off of like their race, as well as maybe just like preset. So like, Maven is a Nord, and so look how she fucking like towers over my like, my fucking Breton character.
Maybe we could go find the tavern. I'd kill for some Rotmath right now.
She's tall, and my character is a womanlet. Even the lizard. Does this mod pack have the religion mod? It does. And to be fair, outside of picking a god, I haven't really interacted with this mod like ever. So I never pray or anything like that. Right now, my character is a worshipper of, or a follower of Magnus. Now, it's almost like, not an exploit, but it's like one of those things where like the synergy is great. Magicka does not regenerate, which doesn't affect me because I'm already under the sign of the Atronach, but 50% less spell cost is huge. So I don't have the detriments for this, but I get the benefits of 50% less spell cost. So like the basic spells are real cheap.
Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
I'm just gonna stand here and learn all these spells and just get it over with. Learn these spells, because otherwise I'm gonna sit in my inventory till the end of time.
Set the metal rods at
I'm gonna say it. I whatever mod adds it so that you have to actually sit and read these spell books.
Support against the
I
steam
get the
pressure.
flavor, like, yeah, you actually have to read the spell book to learn it. But like in terms of like how it actually affects the game, kind of doesn't. Like it's just like I'm standing here in the middle of town square spending like a whole day reading.
Their hearts? No, that's what I do to people.
I love this mod because it opens up some really cool builds and roleplay options. Yeah, I like the idea of the what's it called, of the religion mod. I like it too. I do like it how the different, oh my god, I do like it how the different depending on your race, you can the pantheon you can choose from is different. I like finding all of the shrines out in the wild to like different gods and stuff like that. It is interesting that they like you know, they've added like all these other different versions of the divine that different people across Tamriel have. It's not just the same sort of divine that everyone that you kind of see in the games. And the fact that you could also worship the Daedra too is cool too. If you wanted to make a character who's like a Daedra worshipping fucking necromancer or something, you could do it. If you want to be a really old school what's it called, dark elf, you could do it too. You could do that, RP.
If you've got the coin, of course. Come back and see us.
Wake up in the morning, eat 2 sweet rolls and about 2 loaves of bread. Be ready to head out. I love that. I ate 2 sweet rolls and like a loaf of bread, and my character is only fed. They had to eat another half of a loaf of bread to be well fed. I think that's one of my big pet peeves with a lot of survival mods or survival options in games like this, and it was the same in Fallout 4 when I played that last year. It's funny that when you start as a dark elf, most of your starting deities are Daedra. Oh well, that makes sense. I don't think I've ever played a dark elf in Skyrim. As I was saying, back even in the Fallout 4 mod pack I did last year, the amount of food your character has to eat to go from like peckish to like well fed is insane. It's nuts. I don't understand how they like you have to eat so much food when it's just like it in a weird way. Like the survival mods are supposed to add a sense of realism to these games, where it's like, oh, you have to take care of your character. Your character needs to sleep. They need to eat. They need to drink. Stuff like that. But then it makes it less realistic when your character has to eat, you know, a whole feast's worth of food just to feel full. You know, my character there was like hungry. They weren't starving. They were hungry, and they had to eat like 3 loaves of bread, essentially. God, it was so annoying. And oh, that's a fucking troll. It was so annoying in the Skyrim mod pack, the survival mod, whatever it was, or however it was. It was the amount of water you had to drink to have your character's thirst go down was nuts. Ow. Gotta keep him burning so his regen doesn't kick in.
Let's have a good time.
Like in that Skyrim mod pack, there would be like, your character would wake up and it would be like, oh, they're thirsty, and you would drink maybe 3 or 4 bottles of water, like canned bottles of water, and I think it's the equivalent of like maybe 2 liters of water to go from thirsty to not thirsty. You know, speaking of water, I'm realized I'm very thirsty and I've had anything to drink this entire stream. One sec, I'm just gonna take a sip of water. Before I started the stream, I filled my water bottle and I said to myself, I'm going to make sure that before this stream ends, I finish my water. Like, this water bottle is what? It's a, looking at the bottom here, let me see. It's a 24-ounce bottle, 710 milliliters. So it's a good amount of water. And I said to myself, I'm going to make sure I drink more water while I'm streaming, and I'm going to fill this bottle and finish it. It's been 2.5 hours, and that's the first time I've had a sip of water. I completely forgot. Hot take, putting a thirst system in a survival game or mod is bad because most of the time it's just a hunger bar that empties faster. That's a good way to put it. I get that. I'm always iffy with hunger with games survival, like mechanics in games that aren't from the ground up survival games, because oftentimes it just becomes tedious and annoying. I think the big issue is that most games are not playing real time, and so what happens is that it's playing at some sort of, like, you know, altered time scale that it's not convenient for the player, where it makes sense that the character is now hungry because in the character's world it's been a day or something, right? But in my world, in reality, it's been, you know, fucking 10 minutes, and now my character's fucking hungry again and gotta fucking shove food into their gob.
Cover me.
And oftentimes it's not a it can be not a fun system. It can be very like punitive. You know, where it's like, oh, you're hungry now, and now your character's like fucked. You know. I do appreciate a system that is both punitive and rewarding. That one that makes it so that, like, if your character is hungry, they're going to be weaker, but then at the same time, if they're full and, like, they're going to be stronger. I do appreciate when it's like a bit of a pull and pull, pull and give and pull, something. What's the word I was trying to say? Whatever. Bit of a give and take that's the word.
Oh, is that it?
Again, whenever I think of survival mechanics, the only game I played that did a fine job with food and water was Outward, because the food and water gave you a bunch of benefits. I do appreciate that. I like when they have benefits to food. And granted, this, I would say, whatever is using survival in this, there are benefits. Like you can see right here, my character is well fed. They regenerate magic 5% faster, which doesn't affect my character because they have the Atronax stone, but like there are benefits. And same with stuff like your character being warm and your character being well rested. I think I like it when a survival game, or when I like survival stats or survival features in a game that is a full survival game. When the main, like, crux of, like, the gameplay loop is keeping your bars filled, I feel like there's a bit more engagement. I think of a game like The Long Dark. If anyone who doesn't know, I mentioned The Long Dark whenever I think of survival mechanics, so I've talked about it a lot. Long Dark is a survival game that takes place in, like, the Canadian wilderness in like a horrible long winter, and the entire point of the game is trying to keep yourself alive by, like, you have to find food, you have to find water, you have to sleep, you have to keep yourself warm, and so everything in the game is about that. And so it feels more engaging than just like, oh, you're filling your meters.
Most bandits are cowards. These seem to be braver than most.
Excuse me. I think
And I'll also say that like a game like the Long Dark is probably one of the best survival games out there. Yeah, it is. It probably is. One of the it is probably one of the best ones, and I think the fact is that it doesn't feel the in that game the amount of resource draining of your bars and stuff like that doesn't feel as like it doesn't feel as tedious. They drain at a more reasonable pace. I find. Hey, Remy, step on that plate. Hey, Remy, step on that plate. Ooh. Thank you. Wow, 61 gold or whatever. Woo. You spoil me, game.
Someone there.
Over here. Here.
Put you down.
I was thinking of playing Long Dark again soon. I don't know if I would stream it because it can kind of be a little slow. There's a lot of just like walking. There's a lot of like I'm carrying a lot of shit from one place to another.
Is that it? Didn't your mother ever tell you not to run with an empty head?
I'm just gonna loot. I always like being thematic when I play Long Dark. I play it during the winter to really get in with the setting. And it's actually perfect. It would be actually the perfect time because it recently snowed. Like, I think just yesterday it snowed a lot, and so there's a good amount of snow on the ground. It's cold. Ugh. No one has enough lockpicking skill for this. Wondered if I can find a key. The Long Dark is either a very stressful experience or peak comfy. Yeah, it can be. It can swing wildly between those two. I think the Long Dark does a lot of things good, and I think it does a lot of things good, a lot of things well in terms of how it. In trying to simulate realism, and at the same time, because it tries to simulate realism, I think it shows why a lot of games don't go for realism, because realism is boring sometimes. What I think one of the things that the Long Dark does really well is simulate injuries, in that you will need to rest for a long time when you injure yourself in that game. You know, if your character sprains their ankle, you need to rest for like a couple days, you know, to what's it called, to heal. And you know, it can take, and some of the like serious injuries can take like in-game like a week or longer. And that can be a long fucking time of just like playing. And it's realistic in that, like, yeah, injuries take a long time to heal. And then at the same time, you realize why more games don't do that, is because it's not that exciting having to spend a week in bed because your character's ribs are broken. Yes, your character ate undercooked meat and now has intestinal parasites. Is it realistic that they're going to have to spend a week throwing their guts up? Yes. Does it make for the most compelling gameplay? No.
Let's get down.
By the way, did they change Remiel's lockpick spell in this mod pack? And Remiel has a lockpick spell? Excuse me? Because normally she can even open master locks. Is that something you have to like do? Something you have to get for her? Like unlock? Or does she have that by default? Because Remiel has never picked a single lock ever for me.
Gonna die for that.
It's finished.
So far, the only thing Remiel does for me is her best, which mostly involves her dying a lot. Ari, why aren't you using your bow? There's like a bug. I don't know what's wrong with Ari, but she doesn't use her bow anymore. Or like she just doesn't use her bow sometimes. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this version of the mod pack has done. The last one, I had no issues giving Ari arrows, but like, if I'm not wrong, you need to speak with her and then she gives you a lock open spell that points her to a lock and then she just opens it. Oh my god. Ari's see, the thing is that I can't give her any arrows. I don't think I can give her arrows. I've tried giving her arrows and she just doesn't use them. I probably have a couple arrows on me right now. I have one arrow, but like, let's try to see if I can pick up some arrows off these guys. I remember I tried spawning in, because I did it for Inigo. I spawned in a bunch of arrows for Inigo just so you need bone arrows now. Oh my! But that's the thing. I was just about to say I literally spawned in like several hundred bone arrows and just dumped it in her inventory. She wouldn't shoot a single arrow. It's a lot of raw dog meat. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, see, I don't know. That was the first thing I did, is that I gave her a ton of arrows, a ton of bone arrows. Doesn't want to shoot them.
I tend to prefer more academic texts, but I also love a good adventure story. I suppose I just can't get enough of adventuring, huh?
Fell in love with a pretty bandit girl once. She robbed my heart, then ate it in front of me.
That is one thing I will try to remember to troubleshoot after the stream is over. See if I can fix her. See if I can get her working again. Have her fire arrows, because that's why she's here. She's here to shoot good. I find it funny how well read. Because with the new version, you can now get bone arrows in the Drunken Huntsman for her, since her dialogue says stuff like not liking wood for arrows. See, I remember reading something like that specifically about the Drunken Huntsman, but like, do I just like buy bone arrows at the Drunken Huntsman? Is that what it means? Or is there some sort of interaction with her at the Drunken Huntsman? Because I went there and I don't think I could find fucking bone arrows.
We were messing with.
You need a lockpicking skill of at least 1. Your current lockpicking skill is -22. Excuse me? Oh, because I have ataxia? Picking locks and is harder. Progresses to severe ataxia. Great. I always hated disease chance in this game. It's because it's so hard to avoid getting like attacked by shit like skeevers. And like you get bit once by like a fucking baby skeever and it's like, oh, get fucked. I think there's an interaction where she speaks with the shopkeeper. Okay, I will definitely try that afterwards. After stream, I will definitely try to get her to interact. And actually get her arrows, because that might explain why she's broken. Inigo, are you gonna pick this lock? If you don't pick this lock, I'm just gonna... Oh, you did. There you go, thank you. This leads back... Where? Oh, okay. Guys, watch out for the rocks. Oh, this just leads us outside. Never found a key to that, like, little cubby. Actually, speaking of, Rami.
You're always talking to me, but never to Scrap. Is there something you're not telling us?
You are so annoying. Rami, I have a request. Close, never mind.
All right.
I have questions.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Wow.
Hi. You remembered that, huh? I mean, of course I always meant to uphold my end of the deal. Here. My share of the spoils, all for you. And thank you. For taking me, that is.
I don't know why that one line of dialogue was so much quieter than the first.
Did you need something?
You speak with her and then she gives you an open... Give me an open lock spell. Do I have to, like, raise my affinity with her, maybe, or something? I don't know.
Now, back to that.
Just do it later. I wouldn't be surprised if they modded that out. If they changed that, because it's just like... Yeah, no fun allowed. Need to become friends with her? Well, it's never gonna happen then.
Where are you?
Let me see you bleed. Excellent.
Such a good boy.
Faldar's tooth key, great. I wonder if that opens the thing.
That the best you can do?
Don't be shy. As expected.
Wizards. Now that's power.
If I go back into here and this key doesn't open up that thing. Oh boy. It probably just opens up that, doesn't it? Whatever. What the fuck is this dwarven satellite dish in the distance? It's the second time I've seen something like that. Saw another one when I was playing offline. Fucking wolves. Oh, there's one of my companions. There's two. There are 3 more. Are they stuck? Probably. Oh, there's 4. Oh, they're all here. They made it. Didn't have to teleport them after all. There is another fort over here, I remember. Another bandit fort we can clear out. Do you think that Elder Scrolls 6, when it comes out in 2036, is it going to be better or worse than Starfield? I will say that I have very, 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 very low expectations for Bethesda to be able to make something good. Probably better, but that's not saying much, IMO. You know, I was kind of just about to say something similar in the vein of it will probably be better because it will be able to leverage the Elder Scrolls universe, and that there are still some parts of the Elder Scrolls universe that are interesting and like fun, and that those will be the things that will help carry what will probably be still a very mediocre game. At best, a mediocre game, I think. I don't know if they're capable of making something amazing. Why am I heavy now? Jesus, sometimes I just like... Why didn't I sell this? I didn't want this. Drop the Griffin Knight furs.
Are you here to help?
I'm gonna skip through this dialogue. This guy wants me to go in the thing. I'll go in the thing. Yep, we'll do it.
You ask a lot of questions. Good luck.
All right, let's go. We'll do this. Go. This quest is just like go inside, kill bandit. So it's not like it's exactly like there's any dialogue we're missing. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna drink up and a pot.
What was that?
Good. Oh god. Everything's on fire. Guy, Ari, all right. So, out of curiosity, Remy, I checked the Remy mod page, and according to the mod page, Remy gives you the open log spell after completing or skipping her intro quest. So I did it the first playthrough, and this playthrough I skipped through her intro quest by just like talking to her, and you go, "Hey Remy, wake up, it's me, let's go." Is it like a whistle? Dana go call Remy? Calls Remy to your side. Journey in the shadows. Chicken relationship, put the knife, summon, toggle enhancement use. It's an illusion spell. Huh. Well, maybe I gotta like find the dialogue, or it honestly could be that's just been altered for this mod pack.
Don't get too far ahead.
As we know, mod creators hate fun. Or mod people who put these packs together hate fun. because I'll say one thing. One of the things I always do with Bethesda games, with that lockpicking minigame, is I install something to just either skip or just cheat the lockpicking minigame. I have done this lockpicking minigame so many times over the past years. I have no fucking issues just skipping it. I should probably eat all this food that's like weighing me down. I have so much stew. Yeah, they probably removed it. The only one that you like is the Oblivion one. I feel like it's just it's just a case of like, it's not even a case of like liking it or not. It's just a case of there is too many of them that I'm sick of doing them. You know, like, because this specific lockpicking minigame has been in Fallout 3, in Fallout New Vegas, in Fallout 4, in Fallout 76, in Skyrim. It's been in so many of their fucking games, and there is so many locked chests and doors and etc. in all these games that even in a single playthrough, you end up maybe picking dozens, if not like low hundreds amount of these lockpicks that it's just like, it's like I'm done. I'm sick of it, you know?
People tend to become offended if I wander off into my thoughts too often. That means I don't find them interesting. To not become distracted by a new stimulus, whether it's in the physical world or the internal one.
Dwarven mail boots. I think those are light. Oh my god, I remember doing this on my first playthrough. It was, I think, I either did this alone or with a single companion, I think. Maybe not, I don't remember. But I remember this hallway ended up with 20 plus bodies of bandits. This, like, hallway and staircase, it was a fucking slaughter.
Time to end this little
On your side. What was that?
You are
Oh, you're trying to heal me? But I'm not injured? Ah!
Give me your best.
Boss, look at the... Do your worst.
Nope.
I'm a little harder to kill.
Resurrected. What is even happening? Jesus. See, and this is why I usually don't do companions, and I know that there's like multiple companions in this because it's mods, but like it just ends up being a hallway mess.
What do you think you're doing?
Death wasn't ready for me.
I think I don't know why I keep repeating myself. I'm stuttering tonight for some reason. I think that most of Skyrim.
Victory is yours. I submit.
What are you doing? Why did she just execute Mercutio? Why did Katana just execute Mercutio? What the fuck?
Divine smile on you, friend. A little coin always greases.
Now I gotta fucking hire him again.
With a master of
Waste a
magic at
fucking
your side,
1,000
You'll
septums.
have nothing to fear.
What the fuck was that? Again, I was about to say, Skyrim is clearly made, the levels are designed for one player and at most one companion fighting maybe 1 or 2 to 3 enemies at a time in like these cramped hallways, because any more and it just becomes a mess of friendly fire. I didn't check that other room. Loots.
What do you say?
Pick lock.
Moving out.
See what I mean with a like lock picking strategy? You pick a lock and your reward is another lock to pick.
You try eating an entire kill in one sitting. I'm saving it for later.
No matter how hungry I am, I have never thought to myself, look, there is a tasty dead person. You are not a fussy eater.
Don't be...
I'm just gonna give these boots to Remiel. She can wear
What's on your
dwarven
mind?
boots.
Scrap weighs more than dragon bones, so don't expect me to carry too much.
Here, put this on. Now your feet are armored.
Now back to that thought I was thinking.
I am with you, my friend.
I can't believe Katana just executed Mercurio. Who I keep accidentally calling Mercutio.
It will be done. Okay, lead the way.
If I remember, there was another large group of bandits like around this corner somewhere. Like when you go through here into the kitchens and... Oh, I guess not. And now I'm over encumbered again. Oh. You know what, just eat a bunch of this stew, because I'm just going to sit in my inventory till the end of time.
Do you think having that musical knowledge would make tonal energy easier to understand?
I see a lot of red dots. Oh no. Oh. Great. I don't even know what hit me. I should have camped in the building. Oh shit. Blah. Spit out. I'm going to... Ow. I'm going to fucking step on a bear trap. Oh, the fucking wall trap. Oh my god. Oh, that did so much fucking damage.
Something? Did you hear something?
Sorry.
That's the best you can do. See? Think you can fight? Let's see what you can do then. Yeah, you should be scared. Come on.
But he just opened that door. And why is he using his fists now? These fucking companions are driving me nuts. Ari doesn't want to shoot. Inigo is now fucking punching people. There's no way he ran out of fucking... You know, he has arrows.
Uh-huh. You give me best equipment, yes?
Give me that fucking torch. And your bow.
The adventure continue.
My mother dabbled in priesthood. Both of them spent most of the time, so it was mostly me and my sister.
I see. It sounds like you and your sister are close then?
My sister was... I'd rather not get into that right now.
Yeah, of course.
What were you guys doing? Did you guys go up? It looks like it.
My father died when I was very young. No, I barely. Stepfather always said my real father to me.
Family doesn't always have to be blood related.
Oh, it's this guy.
Who are you?
Yes, I agree.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to kill you.
Are you indeed? Oh, the miserable wretch. The man is a traitor, as perhaps you could do. Kill him for me. I assure you.
No.
Then you are of no use to me.
Alright, another bandit camp. Well, almost done. We gotta clear the outside still.
tell me about it?
Don't even bother opening that chest.
That sounds beautiful. The closest I can think of is Valkyrie. I don't completely get it, but
Oh my god, little crowded in here, guys.
I have to ask though, hasn't the Thalmor occupation changed the forests?
Now ain't this a surprise?
Explosion of sword noises.
You think you can take me? Another day, another.
All right.
We did it!
The fort is yours.
Thank you for your help. Did you see my family inside?
They're dead.
Oh, God. My family. I need time to honor the fallen and reflect on my own life. Anyway, here is your reward. Thanks again.
Wow. Now I'm over encumbered. Thanks, asshole. Well, that was good. That was some bandit killing. All right. I think that's gonna be the end for this. This is the end of the stream. This is that was part 2 of Skyrim LoreRim, excuse me, 3.0. Still enjoying it. It's just it's weird because I'm having to adjust to changes not just to the base game, but between this version and 2.0. So, but I think the build is starting to come together a little bit more. I already see how it's gonna hopefully pop off, and yeah, there'll be more of this soon. Yeah. Thanks very much for watching. Oh, hello, Katana.